All right, hold on.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Motormouth Broadcasting, and welcome into the High Point Racing IMSA Championship for round 2 of this season out at Sebring International Circuit. I'm your commentator, Hamish Rono, joined as always by the man behind the cameras and the graphics, Jim Cunningham, this evening. Jim, Sebring, the home of sports car racing for many. It is a circuit that, of course, well known for the Sebring 12 hours, as well as the 1,200 kilometres when WEC came here as well. Big night of racing for these drivers, though. Round 1 last week at Daytona was an absolute blinder for 60 minutes of racing of the 3 classes for the GTPs, GTDs, and the LMP2s. And now tonight, Sebring's got off from another test of the first proper road circuit of the season, which is covered in bumps and lumps. And then, of course, the crucial and deadly, at least if you're a tyre, concrete tarmac and concrete tarmac composite surface that this circuit has. Tyres are going to be crucial tonight. Strategy is going to be crucial as well, but I think surviving lap 1 is going to be even more so crucial, Jim.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And yeah, Sebring, to me, is again one of the most iconic tracks in motorsports. They've been doing 12 hours of Sebring here for forever, and yeah. Famous for its bumps, and it's rough, and it's especially bad in these prototype type cars because the suspensions are so stiff on them. It can easily get you out of shape and cause a real problem. Also brutal on tires, like you said. Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. It's going to be a battle of survival for sure.
I think not just a battle of survival, surviving lap 1. Obviously, turn 1, which can be quite chaotic. Also, turn 2, 3, 4. And then also, any moves that you try and make into turn 7 might be quite hairy for yourself as well. I think more or less so, the drivers may need to be on the lookout for a killer towards the back end of the circuit for the curb of death, which has claimed many victims over the years. Drivers are going to want to be cautious of that. If you're in the GTP or the LMP2, you really want to be careful of it, because if you hit that curb wrong, you can beat yourself onto the curb, which will then require you to tow back to pit lane. You know what, Jim? I think it's good stint practice. If drivers did the 12-hour earlier in the year, then obviously they'll know the circuit a little bit better than if they maybe didn't do it earlier in the year. But I mean, it's one of the homes of sports car racing. It's a circuit which lives and breathes and bleeds sports car racing as well. And as someone who's been to the circuit before, Jim, you know firsthand just how chaotic and wild it can get amongst the crowd here at Sebring.
Oh.
If anyone's watched 12 Hour before, you'll know how chaotic they can get just by the fact that they light a couch on fire at the back end of the circuit every year. They bring a couch and then they light it on fire. But
yeah, the infield party at Sebring is, I mean, it's iconic in its own right. Let me tell you. And I was fortunate enough for my very first sports car race ever was here at Sebring back, a long time ago, back in the late 80s, early 90s. And let's just say there was a lot of fun, especially for a young man. It was a good place to be.
Recall back a couple of years ago, Jim, I think it was roughly 2 years ago when the Sebring 12 Hour was on, and SpaceX decided to launch a rocket midway through the race. So for a portion of the race, whilst they're under safety car, they were focused on the rocket being launched further in the distance, and you could see it in the background as the cars were driving around the circuit. I then, as a very smart, young and new broadcaster at the time, thought it would be a good idea. Hey, I've got a Sebring endurance race coming up. I'm going to get a cartoon rocket and then drag it across the screen at some point during the race, and that'll be our SpaceX launch. So, it's a place with fond memories, and it's a place which has held many classic races as well, and I'm looking forward to tonight. It should be a good one.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a blast. I mean, there's so many just, iconic turns here. Sunset Bend is, arguably one of the most famous turns in motorsports, sports car racing especially. And I believe that probably just finished up qualifying right there.
It did. It did
Um,
indeed. So
oh,
qualifying done
all
and
right.
dusted as cars are gridding up.
So let's do that.
So as we have a look here at the starting grid, you'll notice one of the GTPs off the pace a little bit down the order. We'll mention that in just a moment. But Adrian Puebla will start on the front row alongside Aaron Lewis, with Carlos Ruiz and Kenneth Clodden for the second row. Tim Keane, Gavin Scalise will then make up the top 6, where we then find our pole position driver of LMP2, Daniel Nans, alongside Ryan Cerulik on the front row of that field. Dylan Ackley will line up ahead and alongside David Dumont in the GTP class, with Lakenshaw, David Gallant, Jason Blaine, Arthur Ramirez, and John Espada for the back end of the LMP2 field. For the GTDs, Daniel Pino continues his strong run. He'll start pole alongside Kobe Williams, with Tashawn Green and Mike Needy on the second row of that field. Ivan Higueta will start alongside Corey Sertoff, with Donald Powell, Nicholas Beeman, John Voigt, Patrick Rich for the top 25 in the field. Jacob Cotterman and Kevin Batchelor will start ahead of Christian Ruiz and Richard Newman, with Chase Eisenberg, Aaron Gomez, Edward Delano, and Trevor Thomas making up the field.
Yeah, we got through the grid. They haven't even started their warm-up lap yet. We're doing good tonight. We get a chance to talk a little bit. I love this camera angle, by the way, when they start on the proper grid. And
it's so nice.
To do that rotating pole cam. I love that. That's so cool. That is a good-looking car, too. We were talking about it last week, man. I love that paint scheme on that car.
Yeah. Unfortunately, somehow the camera is moving through Aaron Lewis's Porsche on the other side of the road.
Hey, Aaron's carbon fiber work was phenomenal there.
Yeah, it was. It was the textile and build quality of that car, second to none.
Right. Well, it's a Porsche, so there's that. So one thing that's interesting is you realize there's only Porsches and Ferraris here when it comes to the GTP field.
No Cadillacs, no Acuras.
Nope, nothing.
No BMWs either,
nope.
So
it's just Ferraris and Porsches.
Well, to be fair, Ferrari won Le Mans.
Yes.
And Porsche won Sebring.
Porsche's won every single
IMSA race thus far.
Race there's been, so yeah. They are
and personally, I mean, I'm a Porsche fan, but that's only because Matt Campbell drives Porsche. That's the only reason I'm a Porsche fan.
Because you would never know that by the fact that the only person they focus on is what's his name?
Felipe Nasr. Is his teammate in the car that Penske apparently just favors every single race. I wish they would favor Matt Campbell so then he could win a race. But,
yes, well, he did win a race.
He did. He did. He won Detroit, didn't he? Or was it Long Beach that he won?
So let me do something here so that we can get ready for the start instead of me just sitting here yakking on about nothing. You go ahead and talk about nothing. I'm gonna do something else.
So I think for the GTPs as they roll around, obviously they'll have. Oh, Aaron Lewis has just made contact on the rolling start with Adrian Puebla trying to warm up his tires.
Oh my!
Is this a sign of things to come? Because
hope not.
That would have been a very. I think Aaron Lewis may very well be very wide-eyed and bushy-tailed right now. Gavin Scalise also has dropped back into the LMP2 field. I'm not sure why. I don't know why he would. David Dumont has pushed his way up the field. Past them, which I don't even know if he's allowed to because of the fact that he was gridded up amongst them. Hopefully he was allowed to, of course, and he's had black flags cleared if they were given to him. But could it be that this could get a bit feisty off the start line if drivers are not warm their tyres properly, and we can maybe see turn one turn into a car park?
Okay. Yeah. Well, there we go. All right. I was getting a little nervous there. You know how I am. I panic when things don't go right.
I know.
But we've got it going on. So now we're heading around for the start. We've got your picture-in-picture up with the GT3 cars there. Yeah, I don't know, man. That was oh no, we got another car spinning in the background.
Oh, it's Gavin Scalise, who was already had issues off this start. No, they haven't even made the start yet, just on this warm-up lap. So he is really struggling. The LMP2s will be the second set of cars to cross the line behind the GTP cars. So we'll get both of these starts, and then we'll move back to the GT3s as well once I've seen the LMP2s have made it through turn 1.
Right, which is its own thing.
I
mean, they can't make the warm-up lap at this point, so I don't have a lot of faith in turn. You know, we haven't talked a lot about turn 1 though. Turn 1 is a tough turn in motorsports because that's it's one of the few turns where you're having to, at high speed, you're having to brake and turn at the same time.
That's right. As the safety car comes in, lights are going to go up. Sebring is underway as the green flag is flown for the GTP cars across the field. And they run up towards turn 1 for the first.
The LMP2s are wrecking all over the place.
The LMP2s have not even made the start line. Multiple cars involved in an incident. One of the GTPs has gone off the track. That there was Aaron Lewis as the GT3 cars are now getting onto their start. And it is chaos back there at the rear end of the field here, Jim.
I see body parts flying everywhere.
So Lakin Shaw was one of those LMP2s. There's a couple of GT3s in amongst this battle too, as the leaders have now also run wide. This is chaos, Jim.
Oh my
Absolute
gosh.
chaos.
Yeah, nuts. All right, so we're going to just have to stick here for a second, and then we'll see where we're at, and we'll go back and look at all this stuff because there's just too much to try to get right here. We got cars off the track again. Oh, we're in the full course caution. Well. Yeah, we needed that. We absolutely.
I'm not surprised at all.
If there's ever been a place for a safety car, this was it. Okay, so let's go back to. Let's see here. Now this is the LMP2 crash. I'm gonna just stay with the live
feed.
Yeah.
You can go to the replay.
Yep.
So
And so this is the initial LMP2 crash. This is with David Gallant. They're 3 wide going into Sunset Bend already, which is, why are we doing that? We're not even close to the green flag yet.
No, it's like, what is patience, Jim?
Okay, and whoever that is, that's Gallant on the outside. He
lost of the cars.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not a doctor's office, but a little bit of patience can go a long way.
We got one going already.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? That is absolutely correct.
Like, what are you doing? I've seen some poor starts before, Jim.
Yeah,
but to not even make the start-finish line, to begin the race, that is ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous.
So I'm going to go back,
and then the GT3s. You'll see the GT3s come through afterwards. Look, you go, Jim. You're learning. Got it at quarter speed for us, so we can watch it in slow mo. Fantastic stuff. But I mean, why are you 3 wide?
Yeah, no. Well,
if you're the white car, what are you doing?
Yes.
Why are you
he lost it early. He slipped a little bit, but that didn't cause Gallant to slip. But then what's going on back here? Look, I hate to do this. This is like the cardinal sin of all motorsports broadcasting, but I'm doing it anyway. Well, that wasn't exactly what was supposed to happen, but okay. So maybe we don't do that.
they get going again, and then the GT3s come around.
Yeah, let's see the GT3s.
The race is about to go. I was about to say it's about to go back on the green, but I think they might be they are going green again, but that's fine. We've got the live feed in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
Because we've got to see what's happened here with the GTDs.
All right, so the
Nitty
Mercedes on the outside, he loses.
Yeah. So is there an oil slick there, or is it a skill slick? I mean,
it's a skill slick, clearly.
Yeah,
it's a tire slick. These guys, I mean, that was that was that, and then oh, that's part of that. Still part of that.
That's part of that. Yeah, okay. No, they're having a little cuddle down there. They're making each other feel better.
And then so there was also, that was the pink Porsche. Okay, after it finished bouncing out, and you still got cars running into LMP2 cars. So that car's been stuck on the track 10 or 15 seconds. He hasn't towed yet, and you still got GT3 cars just wildly coming through there.
Like it's not even just patience at this point. Like for the GT3s, the LMP2s crashing on their start, that's ludicrous in itself. But the
Yes.
the
All right.
GTDs to have a yellow flag and say there is an incident ahead of you, to then not take the thought, oh, let's just lift for a second here and make sure we can actually get up to the start line
Right.
before just plowing through and expecting there not to be anything there.
Well, and
Like
plus, they're all in Discord chat. You know that it was erupting, saying all of the chaos that was going on, and they're still just plowing into the field. Oh, man. And it's funny. I don't have a lot to say about. I'm just. Well, apparently I do have a lot to say.
What more can you say than what happened? It's people just apparently there's a I know I made the joke about patience and doctors, Jim, but it's like there's a drip and it's just slow fed mistakes into the one corner. I mean, it's.
I want to know what's in the water down in Sebring that they were drinking, because I'm not so sure.
I reckon Gator Whiz, Jim, for sure. Which ironically sounds like a US alcoholic beverage, I must say. I mean,
no,
Gator Whiz.
It actually sounds like one of those sports drinks.
Yes,
like
or an energy
Powerade,
drink with some
we call it Gator Whiz.
Yeah. It's like it's slightly cloudy, bit yellow,
If you see, that's like Gatorade. If you've seen the movie Tropic Thunder, Booty Sweat.
Oh yes, of course. Brought to you by the founders of Booty Sweat, we bring you Gator Whiz.
Yes, exactly.
Debuting this weekend at the Sebring 12-hour.
Gator Whiz. Okay, well, here we go. I don't even know.
You know what? I hope the drivers who were either involved in that or who weren't can have a good laugh about that moment post-race.
I mean,
because
there's no way that you don't look back at that and go, what in the hell did we just do? I mean, there's just no way. And in other racing circles around the world, Jim, I'm sure there are people who are swearing because things happen then, and then there's also other circles which would be just laughing about it, because it's all you can do. No, I mean, look, I'm sure that if you weren't the person who did it and you got taken out, there's probably some swearing going on.
Oh, for sure.
But
understandably,
I'm going to click on this. I don't even know what this is. We're fixing to find out. This could be, I don't know. I don't know if this is just, maybe it's nothing, but it shows that, all right, why is everything acting like they're live and they're not? I don't know. Maybe it's nothing. It just, the thing picked it up as he crashed again.
Oh, he very well may have.
Under
I mean,
he may very well have.
Jim, we didn't make the start line.
No.
Anything is a possibility at this point.
We had the first incident where the warming up of the tires, two cars collided. That
should have been our pre-warning that there was.
Well, it was. You said,
something about to happen.
Is this a sign of things to come? And I kind of laughed it off, but yeah.
I don't like to call myself an oracle, Jim, but I feel that was a bit of an oracle moment for myself there. I mean,
you're a prognosticator. Who knew it?
I'm not a religious man, but a prophet I am.
No, you're a prognosticator.
Yeah.
You're like Nostradamus, except for different. First of all, you're not Italian. Wasn't he Italian or was he Spanish? Spanish.
I don't know.
I'm
not Iberian or Italian, so it's
that's true.
I am too pale to be either, so it's
so yeah. Do the paints look right to you tonight?
They do. They look fine. They look fine to me.
Yeah, I think so. There's Daniel Pino. That looks like his proper paint job. Yes, that's his proper paint job. All right, so one of the things. So Aaron Lewis was one of the cars that went. Remember when he went off track into turn 1?
He ran wide, so obviously the tire warming, which then caused
Yes,
contact.
that's
He,
what.
he didn't warm his tires up enough, apparently. So,
Well, but did he
um,
also suffer some damage that sent him flying wide into turn 1 all at the same time?
maybe to his ego, quite
Well,
possibly.
yeah. Well, he
Yeah.
said we were overthinking his strategy last week. I'm not.
Hang on. Is the underthought his strategy this week, or?
I think
Um,
I think that's possible. Yes. You know what? You know what I haven't done yet? I have not. I am such a pathetic broadcaster. I have not brought up the cams for the night. Let's see who has their cams on.
we can find out. We know that Mr. Ruiz normally has a
Oh yeah, he's for sure
camera on.
But he may be streaming on his own too, though.
Yeah, but I had this conversation.
We literally have one guy in the room with his camera on, and it's Jacob Cotterman. Which we had him last night as well.
He's still showing up his father that he can make a camera work.
Yes, well, his father claimed, because I give him heck about it, he claimed that he was because he was streaming himself that it wouldn't share both cameras. Well, you know what we're going to do?
Yes, it will.
We're going to give Cotterman, Jacob, a little screen time here.
So just to confirm, Jim,
well, apparently we're not.
The way that we've loaded in my second screen is through a virtual camera.
Yes.
And that should allow you to, and that's going through my OBS. So if he's streaming, he should be able to share a virtual camera with us at least. Now, whether that is virtual camera of what his screen is or just him, I'm not sure. But
that was, you know what? I'm making fun of Jed, and Jim is a moron. Because I was on last night's camera, so Jacob is sharing his into last night's room.
Oh, wow.
And we were giving him all the credit, and we do have, by the way, I had Edward wrong last night. He is not the one with the googly eye thing. Edward, yeah, he corrected me and said, no, that's not me. I don't stream like that. I stream sitting up. So, there's his camera again. And,
you know what? I can appreciate the POV.
Yes,
I can appreciate
absolutely.
a POV camera. Sure. I think it is unique. It's a unique camera to share with us.
Yes.
Obviously we can make comparisons through the actual cockpit cam inside of the car.
And if I'm not mistaken, maybe this right here, if I can find him, and this is, I believe, our guy. Yep,
it is.
There he
Jason
is.
Blaine.
It's Jason Blaine. Jason, if you're listening to this broadcast, we have an immediate request for googly eyes on the front of your mask. And do not listen to Hamish when he tells you to put eyelashes on there too. Okay? You're a man's man. Googly eyes are enough. You do not have to.
As Adrian Pueblos just ran it wide under the safety car.
We could just run the race like this. There's enough action.
I've decided now, Jim. I'm going to add a new thing every week that he should add to his VR headsets. Obviously, yes. So yesterday, obviously, I said he needs to add the eyelashes with the googly eyes.
Yes.
He also now needs to add a bright coloured. I don't care what colour it is, whether it's pink or yellow or whatever. Maybe he can have a Grello one to match his car. But a wig with the VR headset on as well.
A wig.
So we're going to dress him by the end of the season.
Actually, what I want to see him do, have you ever seen anybody that they retrofitted their VR unit into a helmet?
Yes.
That's what he needs to do.
That would be...
He needs to rig him up a racing helmet with the VR
Jim,
unit.
the sweat
I know.
that would
Can
be
you
produced
imagine?
from that. I get enough sweat just wearing a helmet regularly. Nonetheless, with a VR headset on, that would be absolutely perspirous.
I wonder if I should look to see if anybody has sent us any messages or anything, because we're now, we're 14 minutes into this.
Oh, the boss is not happy in the chat, Jim. first 20 minutes of this race under caution. Jed, if you watch the race start, I mean, we've been quite vocal of it, but I think that comes down to the fact that we actually have high expectations, Jim, and maybe that's our fault for having high expectations.
Yes. Well, Jed's not the boss tonight. Jed's was the boss last night. Tonight, Carlos is the boss.
Well, one of them.
But you can believe Carlos isn't happy either because...
well, that's right. Well, no, he'd be happy right now because he's P2, but the caution is about to end. It's green flag again for the first time. Can we at least get a full lap in as the GTPs get back underway? We're, of course, going to stay focused on the LMP2s as well. They have made it to the start-finish line.
No,
they only made it to turn 1. That's Adrian Puebla, the race leader. So we saw him run wide under the caution as the GTDs make their start now as well. So obviously there's some tyre scrub on his car. He's already struggled with grip tonight, and it's given the race lead to the Puerto Rican Carlos Ruiz.
Indeed, yes.
In the Ferrari. And he's got a nice little lead at the moment over Tim Keen in the Porsche in P2, which must say, and I do, obviously I like making some liveries, Jim. I'm liking Tim Keen's basic Porsche livery. It's actually quite nice.
Well, Tim, speaking of that, Tim last week was the guy who pitted under that first caution, and we speculated that he may have taken tires because after the caution, after the green flag came back out, he spun and dropped back and was never able to get back to the front of the GTP field. But I messaged him during the week just to find out and get a little insight into what he was doing. And he said he did not take tires. He just got on the gas a little hard and looped it, after being under the caution. He made no excuses for it. It's, he just did it. And so that was cool of him to respond and tell me what, was going on. It would be easy for him to cop out and say he took tires. I know the tires were cold. But he didn't. He just gassed it up.
Apparently, your volume's very low as well, according to Jed.
Very low. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm wide open.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Might need to turn up your volumes a little bit, maybe, somehow.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. All right. Let me
so
see
we've had a couple of
that.
incidents. Yeah, see if you can sort that. We've had a couple of incidents over this first green lap of the race. We've also got someone asking to see Chase Eisenberg, who's actually had an incident as well. So you also got to remember we are early in this race. We're not going to have a look at a car who's at the back of the field when we've got so much action at the front already. Yeah. This was Kenneth Clodden and Gavin Scalise having off tracks together. Daniel Nans then had an incident in the LMP2 field in the CrowdStrike car.
Puebla's having more trouble. He's dropping down
still
the field
struggling.
Again. Oh, my goodness. His GT3 cars are wrecking all over the place.
Kevin Batchelor. Well, there you go. You saw Chase Eisenberg in the Sun Energy car. That's how he went off track. And then Gavin Scalise had a further incident. This was after turn 7, up towards turn 10. Oh, just locked it up and off the track he goes. And then John Nespada as well in the LMP2s at Lamar Corner. Has he done this? And then
that's so
down
easy
she
to
goes.
Do. All right.
We're not done yet, Jim.
Oh,
there's also Edward Delano in the Mustang. Hit on the inside, round she goes in the 666 car at the curb of death. Wasn't the curb of death though that claimed him, it was someone else. And then Chase Eisenberg is still struggling with no rear wing.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. At Sebring, that's going to be tough. There's too many high-speed corners here for that to ever work. All right, so we're up here on the main camera. We're out here. Well, we definitely need a picture-in-picture tonight. There's no way you could have covered this all without that.
Oh no, you'd be scrambling.
So we got Carlos out front, which is nice, and he's actually pulling a little gap on Tim Keen. He's got a 2.5 seconds on him right now, and then Aaron Lewis is back there in third. If his tires are probably warmed up by now, I'm guessing, and he's 3.5 seconds back behind Tim. So Carlos and Tim are out there just kind of doing their own thing. In fact, let's go back. Keith Clodden is pursuing Aaron. I just play, Aaron. I'm not serious. It happens. I've hit somebody before when my tire's up. I can't lie. Happened at Spa one time.
just to let you know as well, Jim, Jacob Cotterman
Yes,
has had
Jacob.
an incident at Lamar Corner as well. So it appears the curb of death is not the one to worry about tonight. It is actually
Lamar
his associate, Lamar Corner.
His cousin, right?
Yeah.
So, which I do have a cousin story for you later. Remind me. I think you may know it, but I'm going to tell it anyway. Because that's what I do. By the way, Jacob, I know last night you were listening, and apparently I talked you into wrecking. I did not do that tonight. But if you are listening, Jacob, your camera is being shared to the wrong room. You're sharing it to last night's room because I happened to log into the wrong room because that's, how I do. So, if you...
I'll be blaming you for that one there, Jim, or...
Yeah, no, that's my I'll take full credit for it. But so if you get a chance when you're in the pits or whatever, it's High Point. Well, I won't. Never mind. I better not say that. Just across the broadcast, we'll have 100 people logging in here with cameras that don't exist.
Yeah, it's going to be Omegle returning again, Jim, if that happens. So maybe just DM it to him instead.
Yes. All right. That probably would not be a good idea. So that's a nice that's an LMP3 battle you got going on?
Yeah, this is the LMP2 battle for P9 overall, but it's P3 in class.
Yeah.
So we got Daniel Nance, Arthur Ramirez, Jason Blaine, and Dylan Ackley battling away at the moment.
Dylan Ackley, your winner from last week.
Yep, that's right. And there's Jason on the inside of him at turn 1. So Dylan also has the unfortunate factor being the driver who decided to make it 3 wide at the final corner on the warm-up lap and then caused the wreck. So, unfortunate there for Dylan. But as Chase Eisenberg rejoins the circuit a lap down on the LMP2 field, he's not a lap down yet on the GTD field, but he is a lap behind at the moment, so they are yet to come past him as Ackley and Ramirez continue their battle on through. I'm enjoying actually like Ramirez's livery. He's done something very similar to what I normally do. I've done a couple times, Jin. You can actually spec map almost a brushed metallic onto a car by doing a dissolve filter on your spec map. And that's kind of what you can see there on the silver. It's quite easy to do actually, but very finicky. It takes a bit to learn, but no, it looks the goods.
Yeah, it does. Well, I like making liveries myself, so all those spec maps still kind of baffle me a little bit.
That's all grayscale.
Yeah, I need to switch over to doing it in grayscale and not trying to do it the other way.
Yeah, I had started doing it in the orange and green scale, and then I'm like, why does my spec map not work? And then it was explained, you actually have to do it in grayscale and then put it into the spec map section. It will change the color, and I'm like, okay. So...
Yes,
that was
I may have you show me that, but
yeah, I can show you that.
I had some cool car ideas, so I'm going to drop back here. We got a nice little battle back here for 8th, 9th, and 10th in the GTD class. I did there. I said it. I won't say it that often, but there, GTD. There's still GT. There's still GT3s to me.
I feel we have to at least sell it because it's an IMSA series. So it's an IMSA series. In IMSA, they are GTD cars.
They are.
If it was a WEC series, it'd be GT3.
Yes.
Although if you are some people who like to explain what WEC is, then they still think GT3 cars are GTEs, which are wrong.
No,
they are two different car types.
Completely different cars. Yes.
Completely different cars.
Yeah.
They drive completely different. Actually, these would be closer to what the GT Le Mans cars were comparatively to GTE.
You know what? So, we did since it was High Point, we can talk about it. Last night we did their GT Challenge, which was GT3s and GT4s.
GT4s.
Which was it turned out to be a nice combo for a multi-class race. Not something that we really you see often, but it was cool. It worked out well. There was enough difference in the speed and stuff. Looks like Edward Delano's still having a little more trouble. I feel you, Edward. I'm not going to focus on you. We'll let you go. I would like to see somebody do one with GTE cars. Maybe
well, it's funny you say that. It's funny you say that, Jim. I have plans for a European Le Mans style series at some point, but LMP3s and GTEs together.
That'd be interesting. There's probably not a lot of speed difference in those two cars.
No, it's more or less the aero that gives the LMP3 the top class advantage.
Right.
So it's better in the corners than it is down the straights, which is the same for LMP3 and GT3. They're a very similar pace, but LMP3 is a couple of seconds faster.
Yeah.
So there would be some circuits where you'd get GT3s, or where you'd get the LMP3s not able to run away from the GT3 so easily. So maybe, I was going to say Daytona, but it might more or less be Le Mans. You would probably get them not being able to run away very quickly. But
yes, more so Le Mans.
Yeah, more so Le Mans, just because it's mostly straights.
Right, and it's also and most of the turns are not
medium to high pace turns. There's not many low speed corners there, so it's, as we can see, this battle between John Voigt and Richard Newman. We're on board with Aaron Gomez in the bottom corner to watch this from the golden seat right behind it.
That's actually great. That's great, huh? Right there. That's what picture-in-picture is all about. We got it.
Oh yeah.
Both shots here. You get an in-car perspective and you get the outer camera at the same time. Which I'm proud to say that's we're one of the very few broadcasting companies out there that do this on the regular, and that's something you and I have been doing since we started working together. That was our thing, and I like it. I think it brings a whole new aspect to. Well, that didn't go well for him, did it?
Unfortunately, John may be a little bit spooked by Gomez then, who was looking to come up his inside, and I think the Honda just decided to exit stage right.
I'm going to jump back real quick. You stay there. I just want to see if it did scare him like that. I think it did. I don't think he realized he was there, and then he turned in and.
Yeah, so he's right alongside, and he knows he's still there, and he gave him probably too much room there. He could have gone door to door, but
I think Gomez even stopped. Was it Gomez?
He kind of stopped mid corner.
Yeah, because he thought he was going to get turned in on. So so that went both ways there. That was interesting. Well, that was our little battle back there too. That was our three car to do back there. But they're back together again.
It doesn't take long for the battles to stay nice and close. As Blaine and Ramirez battle away inside the LMP2 field as well.
Here we got a battle up for position up here in the GTVs. Going into, here's my story for you. Going into Cunningham Corner, which, by the way, was named after my father's cousin, Briggs Cunningham. Distant cousin, like second or third cousin, and he was a sailor back in the 50s, and he won the America's Cup. He competed and won the America's Cup, and then got into racing. And he had a car called the Cunningham car, which was very similar to like the Shelby Cobras of the later 60s, and he competed in sports car racing, and that corner is named after him, Cunningham Corner, for Briggs Cunningham.
So at that time, Jim, did he sell sails instead of tires, or?
I don't think he. No, he was not a Cunningham tire guy. That's a good one.
No, I know.
I caught that reference. That was good. I like it. Nobody else knows what that means, but I do.
Shout out to Matt Harmon, but
That's right. Yes, that's right. Shout out to our old buddy Matt Harmon. He was loyal, and I don't think he sold sails either. Actually, I think he was born wealthy.
Silver spoon.
Honestly, I think that certainly wasn't the case for my father. Quite the opposite. My father was born poor from Alabama and lived through the Great Depression, fought in World War II, all that good stuff. But but it was named after Briggs Cunningham, and that is a distant cousin somewhere down the line. Tim Keene is all over Carlos here. Am I seeing this right?
He is. He's all
goodness.
over it. Oh my God. I didn't know they made Volkswagen lawnmowers, Jim. Apparently they do.
It's that's sure. It's a Porsche lawnmower there. Whoa, and now he's blinking out on top of it. All right.
Oh, hopefully he does not get
No,
the
he's
ping
gone,
flag
dude.
and get sent back. Oh, he got sent back to pit lane.
He's gone,
No,
huh?
he's back. He's
No.
back. He reappeared right behind Ruiz. I hope for Carlos's sake
Stay
that
back
they
there,
have the
Tim.
ping flag in place.
Just stay
Because
back
if that
there.
becomes more of an issue, he will at least get sent back to pit lane and not become an issue for the rest of the field. As Ruiz is feeling the pressure in towards turn one.
That's Daniel Pino. He's passing right there. Daniel and him are teammates when it comes to endurance racing. So I knew Daniel would give him a lot of room there. And
that's not Daniel.
That's not Daniel?
Daniel is at turn 7.
Oh, well, who
that
is that?
There was Richard Newman. Yeah, Richard Newman.
Oh, okay. I'm not as familiar with Richard Newman. He's in 9th place in GTDs. I can't even say that. Oh, there goes Tim. There goes Tim getting by Carlos, or Carlos let him go there. I wouldn't exactly call that a power move, so I think kind of Carlos slid out of the way there a little bit. He maybe didn't want to push his car that hard, you know.
Yeah, ironically, Jim, we're halfway through the race at this point, so there's still half an hour to go.
Well, but we're,
we were under caution for 20 minutes nearly.
There's no
chance. Close on fuel.
There's no chance anybody can do this race on a no stop.
No, I don't think so. I think they're still going to need to pit, but the stop is going to be significantly shorter. Although it would depend how many laps we lost under the pace car. Because 20 minutes under safety car, it's a fair chunk. I mean, that's 2 minute. They're 2 minute lap times nearly, at least with the GTs. So they lost 10 laps. So.
Whew, I don't know, man.
Could they do it? I don't know. It's going to be tight.
It'd be interesting if somebody's back there laying back in GT, just like Puebla. What did he pit? He did pit. So yeah. Puebla pitted after his incident, right? And he's just cruising around back there in 11th place right now. But he's got fuel now. He's certainly got enough fuel to make it to the end, I would think.
What lap did he pit on? Lap 5, yeah. Oh, well, it was only a 2-second stop, so I think he stopped just to take a fast repair.
Oh, maybe. Whew, that might be a big mistake if he didn't take fuel there.
I think the luckiest person is probably Lakin Shaw, who was involved in that incident at the start.
Yes. He got fuel.
But it would have meant he got fuel and he fixed his car. So as he's actually in pit lane, so is Daniel Nans. So the LMP2s are in, so I think they're going to need to stop no matter what, Jim. I don't think they had enough time under the pace car to actually lose the pit stop.
If Puebla would have, you're right, they are in their pit road. Let's see what else we got going on here. Man, he could have, Puebla, if he would have gotten fuel there, he possibly could have made it. That would have been the most brilliant play ever. Somebody just stopped it. Who was that just stopped?
Yeah, it was Trevor Thomas. He ran wide and then stopped.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that might have been a CPU flag, because sometimes if you get the CPU flag, it will just pull you over.
Yeah,
and then send you back. So,
okay, you're covering the
Mr. Puebla at the moment, who is making his way through the field.
To Dylan Ackley, who is now up to 2nd place after the turn 12 or whatever. What's the Sunset Bend incident, we'll call it, at the start of the race.
All Ruiz is in, so the GTPs are going to have to pit for certainty.
Well,
they're going to have
Carlos
to pit.
also ran in the lead there for the almost a full green stretch of this race, so we know he wasn't saving fuel for sure. So he would probably be a bad example, but yes. See if he takes tires. I doubt it. Not with 20 minutes under. No, he's not.
No.
You don't risk cold tires.
You wouldn't even need to anyway, because remember they're doing what would be a stint in 15 minutes in the GTPs, so
yeah, exactly.
You could get away with no tires, and the fact that they were under the pace car for 20 minutes means that well and truly he could get away without it. So
sure,
he'll exit the lane now. He'll have Dylan Ackley coming past him in the LMP2, but of course he'll be able to fight his way back through the field. Now that he has taken that pit stop at
Yeah,
stage 2.
At this point, he's, in theory, the lead car that's pitted in the GTP class, because we know that Puebla obviously didn't take fuel because he only had that short stop.
Yeah. As Blaine Ramirez and John Esparta in. I'd also like to point out, Jim, I just noticed further back in the chat too, my partner Rhiannon got in there earlier, and she said after our choice words about Gator Whiz, that she now refuses to drink liquids after all of our words. So
oh man,
I'm glad we can restrict her hydration through our words, Jim.
Well, it's probably not good, though, you know. That's a bad thing. We don't want to restrict people's hydration.
That's very true. She could eat. She could eat ice.
Do you have the restream chat up?
No, I have the actual YouTube chat up. I'm watching the stream as we go along.
Of course, we have YouTube. You know, we have the restream because the chat's coming from all different places, and restream condenses that all into one chat. If I could just figure out... Yeah,
normally the Restream bot will actually send the chats from YouTube or Facebook or Twitch, wherever you're streaming to. It will put it into every single chat. So all the YouTube chats should be going into Facebook and Twitch via the Restream bot, if it's working properly.
Yeah, well, I have no faith, because last night we definitely missed chats. So what I need to do, how do I get a link to send you so that you can have this?
I think the only way is to allow me to log into your restream, and then I can see the current event that's happening.
James sends me one all the time.
Oh, I don't know then. I'm not sure. I don't normally send one, to be honest with you, from restream.
Here?
Oh my god.
What happened here? Oh my god!
Oh no. Adrian Puebla, sorry, has made mincemeat of John Voight in his Acura.
Man, now come on. I got to put that on Adrian, man.
Yeah, no, that is poor form. I mean, you're in a faster class car.
You don't do that. I mean, that's just...
You don't do that.
There was a ton of room there. I mean,
that there is probably the most bog standard poor effort of GTP passing slower class car. That there is what GTD and LMP2 drivers complain about. I mean, I know you're trying to battle your way back through the field, but patience is a virtue.
Oh man, boy, that's been the key words tonight, hasn't it?
Well,
what happened to
Sebring's got a doctor's office. Yeah.
Let's see what happened to Corey.
This is what happened to Corey Satirov.
Oh, yeah.
Contact was made with the GTP car of Gavin Scalise. So
let me see that one. I'm gonna show it one more time. Is that another case of?
No, I hit the curb. I wouldn't put that on Gavin necessarily. He's tried to make the move safely, and unfortunately, he bounced off the curb.
He did bounce off the curb, which is that's a Sebring thing for sure. But it certainly was not poor Corey's spot. A problem, fault.
Yeah, no, that's a racing incident, unfortunately. So,
all right.
I have just thought of something though, Jim.
Yes.
After what's occurred here this evening at Sebring, we have Long Beach next week.
Yeah, you're a cruel and sadistic man. And
what happened the last time
Yeah, I just.
You know what happened the last time I broadcasted at Long Beach, Jim?
What's that?
We had 30. I think we had 20 cars begin the race. We had 5 cars finish.
Well, I just did a high-level top split type IMSA race from Long Beach Monday night of this week, and let's just say it wasn't horrid, but it was pretty bad. The worst part of it is, from a broadcaster standpoint, every car that goes into the hairpin shows up as crashed on the software.
Yep, because they slow down so quickly.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. So there's that.
So when we head back to live, Jim, we'll see that Tim Keane, who leads the GTP field, He's running 149s at the moment. He still needs to pit, though, at this stage in his Porsche. So does Aaron Lewis. So is Gavin Scalise and David Dumont. Richard Newman has just had an incident in the background as well for the GTD class. But I think it might have been he pulled it up, and I think he may have run out of fuel.
What? Oh, that does look like a run out of fuel, doesn't it?
He's gone a lap too long. So I wonder if he maybe forgot to pull it into pit lane or
missed it or something. Yeah, and he had to tow. That's bad. Yeah. So Dumont's in. I see that.
And so is Ivan Higueta.
So it's going to be interesting to see where Carlos comes out. Carlos pitted early, got his out of the way, and he's just out there doing his thing. We'll see how that works out here shortly.
He's got to get a wriggle on. He's given up 2 seconds that last lap to Tim Keane. Well, so he's going to he's got to traverse through this. Yeah, he's got to get through this traffic quickly. As he ride on board with Aaron Gomez, you just saw Carlos come through then.
Yeah,
so Aaron just chasing down Mike Nitty at the moment.
For sure.
He does. Yeah, he's got to start running 49s. He can't be sitting at 51s. He does have the
fastest lap of the race, though. Not recently.
He does. But... Oh, Keane's in, so he's got to push now. He has to push.
Turn it up. Well, he's got some clear track ahead of him a little bit, anyway.
Yeah, put the hybrid on and get that thing powered on through because he does not want to come out P2. Lewis is in as well. The only benefit of him coming out in P2 is that he can get the run through turn 1. Yeah, and try and get the lead through turn 2. So let's have a look at where Keane
is coming out.
He just stopped.
Lewis is coming out though.
No. Lewis only just made his pit box. Yeah. Okay. Scalise is in as well. So we're waiting to see Tim Keane exit the lane. Here he comes now. He is a world ahead. Of Carlos Ruiz.
Wow.
So the traffic cost Carlos there. That is the main point. It cost him the race lead. And it cost him 10 seconds of time. In fact, it's also cost him P3. P2 because Aaron Lewis has come out of pit lane as well. So the Porsches are back at the front. And the Ferraris have now got to make a wriggle on to get past them again.
Yes.
The beauty is for Carlos is his tyres are at racing temperature.
Yeah.
And he's able now just to try and push on and get this position. I think the beauty of it is as well, Jim, he's under a second to Lewis, so he will be in slipstream range.
Yeah,
which should drag him back into the battle.
He's got potential to catch Lewis here. Let's see, I'm going to ride on board with Carlos maybe. Let's ride on top here. That's not the camera it was supposed to be, but okay.
There's also a moment for Edward Delano further back.
Oh, that's
down
a big
at Sunset Bend.
That's a Sunset Bend. Oh, there it is.
Oh,
that is a Sunset Bend moment right there.
Yep. So this is the battle for P2 overall and in the GTP class as well between Carlos Ruiz and Aaron Lewis. At this stage, Daniel Nance is in pit lane in the LMP2 class. Ryan Cerulik leads that class at the moment by 7.8 seconds over Lake and Shaw.
And by the way, Ruiz and Lewis are catching slowly Tim Keane. They've made up about a second of that.
I think he may have caught some traffic possibly at this stage.
Hey,
so
look at there.
Yeah, there is the blimp. I wonder if we'll see the rocket in the sky as well.
That's another time and place. Right at this point, Elon Musk is too busy trying to poke fun at Trump. Which is not that hard to do, but that's another story for another day.
No, not that hard to do at all.
Not at all.
So right, further back
Lewis
as well,
we've got away from Carlos.
He is. He's put the foot down and really started to remove himself from that
Carlos
battle.
Is off the track.
Oh no!
Not sure what happened there.
I'm not sure.
I mean, it wasn't even like, it didn't even look like he missed his braking point. He just, like he rolled through there. I don't even know.
Maybe you had to take a joker lap.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you know, they do have those at Daytona. I've done that Daytona rally course. Yeah, that certainly didn't help him. Nice, 3 seconds plus back now. Wow. Okay. Well, let's go check out what else is going on around here.
So this battle for P2 in the LMP2 class is currently heating up between Dylan Ackley and Lakin Shaw. Adrian Puebla has just made his way past them at the moment, so he has been fighting all day to traverse from the LMP2 field to get back up to the GTP field of this race. But it certainly seems like a race to forget for the championship leader coming into tonight, Adrian Puebla.
Oh, he just spun him.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm back here. I was watching the Chase Eisenberg John Voight battle back in GT3, and he bumped him and spun him, unfortunately. Let me go back here real quick and do this. You can see it from the sky cam here. I was on board with John there, and he just sailed it in there. I guess, I mean, it kind of looked like Eisenberg broke a little early there, but still, you're responsible if you run all over the back of somebody, so. All right.
Sure. Arthur Ramirez has also had an incident in the LMP2 field as well. At this stage too, Jim, it seems that Tim Keane is going to be leading the championship after Sebring tonight. He was P2 in the title race on 320
I don't know
points.
that I'm not ready to hand that title over so far after what we've seen today.
Oh no! I'm not gonna say he's gonna win the championship.
No, I meant win the race. I mean, we still got 15 minutes to go here, and as you know, the way things have been going so far, anything can happen. So I don't know that I'm quite ready to pin him the winner just yet.
That car is looking very stable.
No, he's strong, and he was strong last week too. Look, I mean, the reality is he led the early part of that race last week. He was up front qualifying both times. He's fast. You know, he had a little incident where he got on the gas a little hard last week, and it cost him. But I mean, he's definitely fast, and we know the tires were warm at the start of the race today for sure. Sorry.
Very, very warm. They were very, very warm. I mean, the rears were
extremely.
No, it wasn't even him. It wasn't Tim. It was Aaron.
Oh, it was Aaron.
It was Aaron who was warming up his tires.
Yeah, that's right. He hit Tim. Rear. He hit Tim.
No, he hit Adrian.
Did he? I don't even know.
Tim started P5. He's currently up 4 spots. Aaron started P2 behind Adrian.
You're doing great. And
well done, Tim.
Apparently, I've hung you with all kinds of bad crap. I apologize.
You are.
And you were nice enough to respond to my message and everything. And then I just decided to hang all the shit on you. There, I said it.
So, according to Jim, Tim has made more moves than a chessboard tonight. When in fact, he's been jumping the field like checkers. I mean, he's been flying up. So,
wow, you've been saving that one up for me to have a brain fart, haven't you?
He's off the road and into the wall! Tim is off the road and into the wall!
Oh my god!
I have a feeling, Jim.
Yeah, you checkered him.
And this is me. This is me making connections. Tesla Loser just commented in the chat saying, "I tried my best." I have a feeling, and I may be wrong, you can tell me if I'm wrong, that is Tim, and he was texting us in the chat whilst he's driving, and it's put him off and put him into the wall.
No, please say no.
Now, there might be a real stretch on that one, but if not, maybe he just enjoys the game of chess and checkers, and I put him off through sheer excitement. But
oh my god,
this is now.
Well, I have to say,
if he's got damage, that is going to affect this race. He's having to come in, so Aaron Lewis is now going to take the lead of the race. I claim nothing.
No, wow, dude, it was me. I'm the one that's sitting here going, I'm not ready to give him the victory yet, and anything can happen. Oh my God, the dude's never going to talk to me again after that. I hope that was him texting in chat, because then at least it'll be his own fault and I wouldn't have commentator jinxed him.
That's right. That's right. So Tesla Loser now needs to get into the chat and tell us if he is not
if it's him.
If it's silence, then we know it's him.
No, that's not true.
No, well, we can assume.
Is he out already? Yeah, he's out already.
He's back out, but it's given Lewis the lead. Ruiz P2, Clodden P3, and he's 21.3 seconds off the race lead now. So
yeah, no, he's. I would say at this point, short of something happening to one of the top guys, I would say catching Culloden.
Watch your mouth, Jim. Watch your mouth.
Catching Culloden is about the.
You need to watch your words very carefully, young man, because
I don't believe in superstitions.
No, I don't either. I don't either. It's.
Oh my goodness.
I do not believe in commentators' curse. I believe that drivers just have a lapse in skill, or they're in the wrong place.
It's not even about
time.
skill. I mean, man, it's we're here for an hour digging hard. Sebring is brutal, man. And it can so easily just one little tiny lapse in concentration.
It's not even just a lapse in concentration. One little speck of debris on the road, like one little piece of sand or something, can ruin your whole race.
And Lord knows that new debris thing is brutal.
Oh yeah. I tell you what, one of the best things I think that iRacing has ever done, and obviously it took them a bit of time to sort it out, is apply the NDM to every single car on the service.
Yes.
So that means every single car can now disintegrate if you hit the wall. I think that there is one of the best updates they've ever done.
Yes.
Because it's a quality of life update. Like, I enjoy big updates, Jim, where you get, new circuits or new cars. The best thing a developer can do is do quality of life, because it will make the title as a whole better.
Yes, so, and it's the stuff that goes very much unappreciated.
It affects and it affects everything. Like fixing the UI, so then the UI is going to be a bit better. The no need to pay third party for overlays, for example, for data while you're driving.
Yes.
That stuff there is going to be massive quality of life. It's Edward Delano. That's who Tesla Loser is. Okay, thank you, Edward. Appreciate it. Well, that's now confirmed for us, so appreciate that, Edward. Sorry to blame you for Tim Keen's own mistakes. But yeah, quality of life stuff is a massive thing, and the fact that iRacing have done that, not just that, also trying to update their flag systems, the debris model, putting in the ping flag as well.
Yes.
And
the
also
ping flag.
The ping flag is massive.
I don't think they've got it tuned up just right yet, but
I think it's the right direction.
When it does get tuned up right, that is...
yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than running next to a guy who is blinking, and you can't make a move on him because you're scared he's going to wreck you.
Either blinking or they're bouncing all over the circuit like their car, their tires are basketballs. I mean, it's... oh no! Edward accidentally used his fast repair on his fuel stop.
Oh God, yes.
And now he's out of the race. Oh, my heart goes out to you, Edward.
Well, that is, as much as I hate to say it, that is an absolute life lesson when it comes to racing, and you've got to. And by the way, that is a perfect opportunity to talk about one of our channel sponsors here, which is Digital Race Engineer. Digital Race Engineer is a program similar in style to a crew chief, but the difference is, well, everything. One of the prime things that to me separates Digital Race Engineer from crew chief or any other program out there that does that kind of stuff. It does all the obvious stuff. It does the spotter, and it does the most accurate fuel estimates on the service right now of anybody. But you can fully automate your car to voice active. And by doing so, you literally can, as you're pulling into the pits, can say, turn off fast repair. and you don't have to fiddle around with your black box while you're trying to come in. And if you don't do it that way, you can navigate your black boxes by saying, I don't have it set up that way, but you can tell it to move over in the black boxes, then down to click, whatever. You can do it that way, but if you set it up right, you can do everything by voice command. Tell it how much fuel to add, tell it no tires, change tires, 2 tires, whatever. I mean, anything on the car, from brake bias to roll bars to whatever you can change on the car, you can do it all by voice command. And that's just one of the so many features. It also has tire wear estimation, which is extremely accurate. It bases it on AI on your driving style. As you accumulate miles on tires in the software, it starts getting more and more accurate on estimations of your tire wear, and it becomes very accurate. So you can say what's your tire wear, and it'll tell you you're at 82%, and then you can make that decision whether you want to pit or you want to change tires when you pit or not. So anyway,
how is it, Jim, in terms of setting fuel and stuff like that? Because I know that some drivers use JRT.
Yeah, no,
obviously they use crew chief as well, and
it's super accurate. I mean, like, its estimations are right on the money, but then you can tweak it. If you want to add an extra liter or 2 just to be safe, or you can tell it, hey, add me an extra half a lap or whatever, and it'll do it. But its estimations are very accurate. Like, you'll finish the race with a half a lap of fuel or something. I mean, it's pretty accurate. So,
so how does it go then when the cars have been under caution? So, but not necessarily just under iRacing caution. So if there's a league that maybe runs a live safety car where it's a driver who's, they have live race control, and then there's an actual person who drives a car out on track as the safety car, and it slows the fuel. Because I know that there are some programs, even with iRacing, with the auto fuel feature, where it actually mucks up the fuel numbers because you've done slower laps, and it's reading you as having, an average of, say, for Spa, instead of using 5.5, it might read you using 4.9, and then it underfuels you to the end.
Right. To be honest, I've heard no complaints about that. I've been using the software for over a year. Like, some guys had some questions. One of the things that is an issue with the voice activation thing is, once you get it to recognize your voice through AI, I had an issue where it wasn't responding to my commands. So I emailed Dre, and the owner of the company responds himself. He's phenomenal. The guy's great. And he also, by the way, has given away one of his a year's performance package of Dre that we're going to do as a random draw at the end of the season, and to give it away to one of the guys in the league here, which is about a $90 value, I think. But anyway, so I don't even remember, but I know that once I emailed him, he's got a button you can click in the software where it will take like, you give it commands and it'll make a printout of that and send it to him, and then he analyzes it, tells you exactly what adjustment to make, and it worked perfect after that. I mean, perfect. And so anyway, they have a free service, and it does everything Crew Chief does plus more, even under the free service. But then if you want to go for the advanced features, like the tire wear thing and some other features, which go on the website and read it. There's a link down in the description here for the race. Go check it out. It's the free. You can sign up, do the free thing. It's as good or better than Crew Chief. Check it out, try it out, and then if you decide later that you want to step up to their paid service, you get a discount if you go through my link down in the description. But and it does the channel good, obviously, even if you just do the free stuff, because it lets them know that their advertising and giving this stuff away works. So, do that. But anyway, that's enough about that. We are, oh my gosh, there goes Gavin across the grass there with 3 minutes to go here in the race.
You've convinced me, Jim, because as a team owner and a race engineer myself for my team, one of the biggest struggles is for my team is being able to have enough spotters for all of our drivers. We have got 7 drivers in the one league spread across 4 different splits. There's only 2 spotters. So
There you go.
Make it a bit
spotting
easier on
aspect, let me just touch on that real quick. I know the race is almost over. The spotting aspect of that is way better than crew chief, because crew chief gives you just these stupid like, come on, don't stand for that or whatever. That kind of crap that doesn't even apply to what's going on the track. Digital race engineer doesn't have any of that. The stuff that it's telling you is legitimate stuff. In fact, it's even got things when you're qualifying, like they qualify in this league with all the cars on track, that will tell you that the approaching car is on a hot lap or he's not on a hot lap. So to get out of the guy's way or not, and vice versa. When you're approaching your car, it'll tell you if the guy's on a hot lap or not, so to set him up to avoid it. And again, that's all just the very basic. I'm not even touching on all the stuff it does. All right.
Is the affiliate link in the description below?
It is.
Right. So we can sum it up. White flag lap, though, this time by for Aaron Lewis as he comes down towards the start-finish line. Barry is out on the flag marshal point. And it's 1 to go for Lewis at the front of the field. 5.9 seconds is the gap to Carlos Ruiz. So he can probably, I wouldn't say lift and coast, but he can definitely maybe take it a bit easier on this final lap.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, you certainly don't push it hard here. That would be...
No.
Now, Dylan Ackley is closing hard. I don't know if he's going to get there.
Cerulic.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to get there, but he's less than a second.
Well, he needs to hope and pray that Lewis does not catch him by the end of this lap, so he at least gets one more lap to chase him down.
Yes, that would serve him really well, because he is closing the gap up.
He is closing the gap very, very quickly.
And you can tell he's flying. I mean, he's really pushing that car right now. You can just tell by the way the car's responding. He's pushing it hard.
So they're just coming onto the back straight off of Lamore corner.
So, well, yeah.
Oh, no, he's got plenty of time. He'll be fine. He's got plenty of time because Lewis
won't give him the checkered flag this time?
No, he'll get the white. He'll get the white because the leader has not passed him.
Okay.
He'll get the white flag. 1 to go for the LMP2 leader of Ryan Cerulic and Dylan Ackley, as Lewis is now traversing down towards Sunset Boulevard and the final corner of Sebring here this evening. An hour and 1 minute on the clock. 41 minutes of green flag running. 20 minutes of caution at the start of the race. Around the final corner he comes, and it is a race victory for Aaron Lewis out in Florida for Sebring here this evening. He finishes 5 seconds ahead of Carlos Ruiz in P2, and then a further 4 seconds back. Kenneth Clodden will make it a double podium for Ferrari. Tim Keane comes home in P4 after a mistake earlier in the race, and Adrian Puebla will make up for his discretions by looking to come home in P5. Though he has to survive the run down towards the final corner. He has David Dumont hot on his heels. Where's the LMP2 leader? Ryan Cerulic.
Yeah, I'm right. Yeah. I'm on them two right now. You're in car? Okay. You're in car with the leader?
Yep. So Daniel Pino is also looking to take his second win of the season in the GTD field.
I'll do that real quick and then I'll come back.
So where's he in comparison to these guys? I think he is further behind, so we can get away with showing the LMP2 win prior to the GTD.
He's closing it up. Oh, he's going to give him a hell of a run here. Oh. If he gets a good run off this turn, he's going to have something. Oh, it looks like Ryan's slightly pulling.
He's not able to get the drive out the corner.
He's going to have to send it into sunset here. He tried. He
tried, but he just ran it wide.
Yeah, that's all you can do there. He tried to send it into sunset. That's that's good. That's good run from Ryan.
Great run from him.
Dylan was flying there. Let's drive back here to. So that was fun. That was exciting.
So Daniel has finished.
Oh, he has.
He's going to finish a lap ahead of the rest of the GTDs.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you that, dude. I wasn't kidding you, man, when I was telling you how fast that guy is. Like, I honestly don't know how he's not up there like these
Well,
esports teams are
he's
chasing
not
this
just
guy.
fast. He's not just fast. He kept it clean.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think that was the main thing. He
Yeah.
kept himself out of trouble.
He's so
But
good, man.
he rocketed that car as he starts the burnouts
He knocked
on
the
the
wing.
main.
That's his first
He knocked the
contact
wing
of the
off.
race.
Yeah. He'd be disappointed that he knocked the wing off. He wanted a clean car
Yeah, he.
to take back to the factory.
Well, he. I tell you what. To tell you how fun he is to watch. I tuned in the middle of the night. I was up and I tuned in to the 24-hour Nürburgring race during one of his stints and just watched him for an hour and a half, whatever it was, during his time in the car. It was phenomenal. I mean, he was just brilliant. Fast.
So it's a double victory tonight for Germany for the second round in a row.
Indeed.
The Porsches and the Mercs are undefeated in the IMSA series here at High Point. I would say the Dallara is undefeated as well, but it's going to be undefeated all season. It's the only car in the LMP2 field.
That's true. Okay, so everybody's finished. Yeah, we're good here. We should be able to show the overall results. Here we go.
So the provisional results as they stand. Aaron Lewis takes the win for the GTP field with Carlos Ruiz and Kenneth Clodden on your podium. Tim Keane, Adrian Puebla in behind with David Dumont and Gavin Scalise. Then to the LMP2s, it was Ryan Cerulik, Dylan Ackley, Jason Blaine on the podium with Daniel Nans, Lakin Shaw, John Espada and Arthur Ramirez. Then for the GTDs, Daniel Pino takes his second win of the season ahead of Cody Williams and Ivan Higueta on the podium. 3 different manufacturers on the GTD podium here tonight: Mercedes, Acura, and Corvette. So the three different continents, Jim, are all all given a piece of silverware here this evening. To Sean Green finishes P4 ahead of Mike Needy for the top 5. Patrick Rich, Donald Powell, Corey Sertoff, Kevin Batchelor, Christian Ruiz make up the top 10, with Jacob Cotterman, Aaron Gomez, John Voigt, Chase Eisenberg, Trevor Thomas, Edward Delano, Richard Newman, David Gallant, and Nicholas Bayman, who didn't last longer than lap 1, unfortunately for him, at the back of the field. So it's the end to round 2. We have got a couple of interviews waiting to have a chat to us, starting with the race winner of the GTD field 2 weeks in a row, Daniel Pixel. Daniel, congratulations. 2 and zip at the moment in this series in the Mercedes, and well, the only word we can describe is dominance for you. So that was an incredible race for you.
Thank guys. What a race. We know that in Hyper Racing we are good in Sebring. We won Sebring 12 hours, so we had a lot of practice with these cars. New tire model is so different in between the last couple of days. But yeah, the team bring me a good setup, a good car. Mercedes dominate again, so keep going.
Yeah, that's you've had some great runs, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. The traffic was very, very tough, especially after in yellow flag in lap 1. That changed everything.
Whoa.
I had to save a lot of fuel.
It was a fantastic run, Daniel. If you can, are you able to answer again in Spanish for us, for the Spanish viewers out there?
For the Spanish. Vamos, gente. Hyper Racing siempre arriba.
Short and sweet. You kept it short and sweet.
Yep, he did indeed. Well, gracias, Daniel. Thank you so much for coming over to chat to us, and we'll see you next week. Best of luck at Long Beach.
Yeah, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
That's actually cool because we do have a lot of Spanish watchers and stuff. So that's
and I picked that up from
Formula One.
Some old F1 interviews. They would ask drivers to say their answer again in their native language. So
they still do it in that pre-race truck ride thing that they do.
Yeah.
So who we got next?
So I thought we have Aaron Lewis up next.
He's a great singer,
the GTP
by the way.
field. So we'll drag him in and have a quick chat to him. Aaron, congratulations on the race win tonight. Phenomenal performance from yourself. You will now, let me double check before I make this claim. You will now lead the championship into the next round. Top level performance, kept the car clean. Probably helped from the fact that Tim made a mistake and ran it into the wall and then had to pit again, but he had to be there to take the win in the end, and it's a second win in a row for Porsche at the start of this season.
Yeah, the Tim incident, that was not fun. I was in a voice channel with him, and we were just talking about, like, yeah, way to go, we can do 1-2. And literally he goes, yeah, I talked to Jim this week, and I was like, oh, hopefully I can talk to you tomorrow. And I crashed. It was that quick of him saying it. So he jinxed himself.
What's even funnier is, while that was going on, we were out here talking about me talking to him all at the same time. So that was like the triple curse there, all happened at the same time.
Maybe that's what did it, yeah.
That's funny. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I couldn't help but laugh.
No, you're good. That's good. I feel like I had a good race, good pace. I got help from the strategy. I think Carlos tried to undercut us by me and Tim, and we kept it out there long, and I came out just ahead of him, which is lucky for me. I saw him on my relative just like 1 second, 0.6, 0.5, and then he was right on my tail, and then luckily traffic came in there and helped do a little pick and roll for me, but that was pretty good. And then Adrian, that was my biggest worry for the night, was either Tim and Adrian, and then Adrian going out early kind of made the race a little bit easier.
Oh, Aaron, I mean, it was a top-level performance, of course, and he showed really, really good pace in the car. Of course, I mean, we only had two manufacturers in the GTP field this week, of the Ferrari and the Porsche. Do you think the car's going to be set up well for Long Beach next week, or do you think it's more or less going to be set up's not going to matter? It's just going to be avoid the concrete barriers.
I think it's going to be like Monaco in F1, where it's going to be qualifying. Qualifying is going to be the most important part. So yeah, hopefully we can get a good qualifying.
I think if there was ever a race to do solo qualifying, Long Beach may be the one. Just to ease on the difficulties that could come of it. But no, congratulations once again, a fantastic effort.
Thank you.
Let us know anyone you want to give a shout out to.
Shout out to Tim for good strategy. I had my car set up.
Well, the strategy worked for you of him going into the wall, so that's a pretty good strategy for you in that book. But
yeah. Well, if that's the case, thanks Adrian for his strategy of hitting the wall too. I mean, that helped.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and then shout out to my wife and kids if they're watching. It's awesome. Support me. So that's about it.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for coming over to chat to us, Aaron. Best of luck next week at Long Beach when we go racing in the California concrete jungle. We'll see how you go.
Thanks, guys. You guys keep it up. I love what you're doing.
No worries. Thank you.
All right, man. Congratulations. All right. Who
Well,
else we got?
We got no one else in there, Jim. No one else.
What?
The apparently the LMP2 cars do not park by the interview booth. Apparently they go to
Ryan.
the WEC to the apparently they go to the WEC pit lane
Right.
for whatever reason. So
Ryan. He said such a good job holding off Dylan there.
I know,
man.
I know. We'll have to word them up to. It's a long pit lane at Long Beach, so I don't think they'll be able to run away from us very far. So we'll be able to find them next week.
It's not that hard to run away from me. I'm big and slow, so
it's not the same.
We got that going for us. So.
The fastest I run is when I hear the ice cream truck come past.
Somebody calls me to dinner, I move faster than ever right there.
Oh, the fridge is my finish line.
That's right. Yes.
Oh.
All right, guys. This was
what a
fun.
Race.
Yeah, no, it was good stuff. I mean, it's Sebring. I have to say, all that pre-race drama. I mean, it was fun to
It's the most dramatic it got. To be fair, so
cut on people a little bit for some really not the smartest behavior in the world, but other than that, I mean, it was a good race. We saw some good on track action.
Yeah, I mean, there was some solid battles on track. Obviously, some incidents that occurred, but it's Sebring, it's multi-class. It's always going to have some incidents of some degree. So, no, it was a good race in the end, and I think next week at Long Beach. I mean, I'm excited. Long Beach is my favorite street circuit on the iRacing service, so I'm always excited to go there and check out some of the racing. I love watching the Grand Prix of Long Beach every year for IMSA, so it's going to be a lot of fun next week.
Well,
and,
that's a
you know,
that track was originally, and it's been going on now, I don't know, God, 20, 30 years. They've been racing in Long Beach. That their intention was to try to turn that into the American Monaco.
Monaco, yeah.
It's a high rent district of California, and they wanted it to be that. And it's certainly not that, but it has certainly become a premier race destination in the United States for IMSA and Indy cars and the stuff that races regularly here. So yeah, it's cool, but it's a tough circuit. And there's a lot of cars, to be out there.
The one thing that I've said for a long time is get more street circuits into iRacing. And I think if you want to cater to US fans, you get more American street circuits. You get St. Petersburg, you get the new Detroit streets. Well, it's not the new Detroit street circuit, but it's the original
one, yeah.
Detroit street circuit. You get Vegas. We're obviously getting Miami already. So
yeah,
more street circuits is good because street circuit racing is a difficulty in itself. But I think the more we get, the better we can build calendars because we can always then implement a street circuit. It's not always the same three rotating. So
right.
Because Chicago is an absolute mess, and
I love Chicago. It's all right. It's hard to drive.
I do as well. But unfortunately, Chicago often leads to pure chaos, more so than Long Beach and Belle Isle. Ironically, Belle Isle is probably the cleanest of the three.
Wasn't that you and I that did that Formula 3 race from Chicago? That was phenomenal.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
That was a great race. That's arguably the best race I've ever seen on that circuit. That was a good race.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
But
anyway, I digress.
It's been an absolute pleasure once again. If you guys could and not that you need to feel obligated to, we would really appreciate it because it helps support us and helps support the series that we broadcast here. Please hit the like button, the subscribe, the bell icon as well, so you are notified whenever we race here. If you watch along as well, if you've obviously got the time, try and watch the whole stream that you're watching because it helps feed the algorithm so we can get the stream out to more people, which then helps grow the series we're broadcasting and helps grow the channel as well. So we would really appreciate that support. As well to our stream sponsors, Track Cams and Digital Race Engineer as well. Massive thank you to them. You guys can follow the affiliate link to Digital Race Engineer in the description down below. Get yourself a cheeky little discount, but then also get yourself a top quality race engineer to boot as well. But appreciate everybody's time being here with us tonight for the High Point Racing IMSA Series for Round 2 out at Sebring. I'm your commentator, Hamish Rondeau, joined once again by Jim Cunningham. And until next time, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.